All right, good Tuesday afternoon. Hope everyone has had a nice start to your day, enjoying your lunch break maybe. We're quiet, we're dry out there, but the humidity is picking up, and that's all thanks to our next weather maker currently on the way back off to our north and west.
We've been talking about this frontal system that's moving east out of Texas, that low pressure system. You can see showers right along that frontal boundary. It's going to keep moving our way throughout this afternoon, and that will bring us our rain chances. But until then, just expect cloud coverage to continue with temperatures right near average today, maybe slightly above.
Yeah, some folks around the river definitely could warm up closer to that 80-degree mark, but regardless, I think in the metro we'll be very close to seasonal, so no complaints here, especially because the rain and the storms will hold off for the first half of the day. But if you are out and about traveling later tonight, just be cautious on the roads, because we're going to start to see the rain chance begin to pick up. And as early as 2-3 o'clock for our Delta counties, we could start to see some light rain showers. The good news is we're not expecting severe storms, but this front is going to bring us some very gusty winds behind it. Ahead of it, though, really just some pockets of heavy rain are possible, especially in our southern counties. As we head into 10:30, 11 o'clock, we could see more widespread coverage of rain.
Right, and this is not going to be anything what we saw on Sunday morning. This is going to be, yes, we'll have scattered showers around. They're going to move pretty quick off towards the south and east. So here in the metro, roughly late evening and near midnight, you notice that line kind of falling apart as it moves towards the east. And for that reason, we're saying the further north and west you are, or in the further west you are, just in general, the higher those rainfall amounts. But then down towards the Pine Belt, lower amounts. All of us drying out by early Wednesday morning. We'll have a few stray showers around likely, but just cloud coverage continuing.
Yeah, really just clouds for most of us on Wednesday, but the biggest story is going to be the windy conditions behind that, with a really tight pressure gradient. After that front moves through, we're going to deal with some very gusty winds. But as like Austin mentioned, we're not going to see the heavy rainfall we picked up on over the weekend, really close to half an inch of rain for most of us. The winds, though, that is going to be something to consider for Wednesday, starting as early as 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Those gusts could reach up to about 40 to 45 miles per hour, but sustained winds around 25 to 30 miles an hour, and everywhere shaded in that brownish color. I don't even know.
Asking the wrong person. Looks brownish to me.
Yeah, everyone's shaded, every county shaded is under a wind advisory because of a level 2 out of 3 threat. But if you're not in a county shaded there, you're still under a limited 1 out of 3 threat for some gusty winds. So just keep that in mind. Please secure any loose objects and articles that you have outside, and even your trash can. If your trash comes on Wednesday, make sure to bring it in, because you may have to go a couple houses down to pick up that trash can.
So we'll time out the wind gusts for you on the Futurecast starting tomorrow morning, early morning, right after that advisory starts. Winds already gusting potentially up to 30 to 35 miles an hour. Those will stick with us through the afternoon, likely getting even stronger heading towards Wednesday afternoon. Potentially even winds gusting higher than 35 miles an hour. And as Gracie said, secure those loose articles now. You need to do it today. You know, last night I was talking about, and I'm just proud of this joke I made. Last night I was talking about the Halloween decorations. I know a lot of y'all have Halloween inflatables and other things outside. If you do not secure them today, those witches that are in your yard will be flying down the road tomorrow afternoon. I know. You'll literally have witches flying down the road from those decorations. So secure it now.
Seriously, that's a good way to remember it, because many of, I know people around the region, I've seen the awesome Halloween decorations, but you don't want to lose them, and if you don't bring them in or secure them, you may lose them. Now, good news is we'll start to see those winds begin to relax late Wednesday into Thursday, and just in time for Halloween. We should not be dealing with the gusty winds by Friday, but temperatures are still going to be well below average. But especially tomorrow, make sure you have your jacket as you get out the door. We're going to start the day in the 40s, but warming up to only the upper 50s, so well below seasonal. That's about 15 degrees below average for us this time of the year. And back to the 60s on Thursday, and Halloween will be comfortable, but definitely cool for late October, and then we'll see that steady warming trend back to the 60s for next week. Really comfortable, and for those folks that have been wanting the cool, crisp fall air, it's here to stay for the next 10 days.
That's going to make for some very crisp and cool conditions for trick-or-treating. Temperatures right near 60 around sunset. And then heading towards 8 o'clock, 54 degrees, cool skies, clear conditions, not worrying about any rain on Halloween, but you're definitely going to want to bundle up under those costumes. Maybe pick a warmer costume to go out and about in this Friday night. Temperatures in the upper 40s by 10 o'clock. Overall, though, not bad weather for Halloween.
Definitely not bad for Halloween. And like you said, if maybe you have already got your Halloween costume, the kiddos are ready to wear it, would recommend layering even underneath it, just keep warm, or just bring a big jacket once you get all your pictures and, those kids enjoy the dressing up. But it is going to be cool. It's not going to be wet. That's the good news. Some more changes are coming, though, over the weekend, and daylight saving time unfortunately ending for us on Sunday. Many folks probably a little sad to see us sooner sunset, so less daylight, but we do get an extra hour of sleep, so some positive news for you over the weekend. Maybe you need to catch up on some sleep. Make sure to set those clocks back 1 hour if you have any that are not automatic. Switching gears, though, very devastating scene over Jamaica right now is this afternoon we watched Hurricane Melissa, powerful storm, make landfall and just really wreaking havoc around the island of Jamaica. A heartbreaking scene. We're going to see a lot of damage come from that eventually once this clears, but it's not going to weaken anytime soon. It's
not, and right now it has sustained winds. These are not gusts. These are sustained winds of 165 miles per hour. And if you think about that, we talk about tornadoes and the EF scale here. I saw several meteorologists posting on Facebook and other social media platforms about what this actually means. 165 miles an hour, that is near an EF4 tornado.
Yeah.
So just think about that. An EF4 tornado is going to impact a small area here, but in Jamaica you've got sustained winds near EF4 strength or right at it, impacting basically half of the island.
Yeah.
Which is just a horrible thing to think about. So the destruction is just going to be terrible from this.
It's going to be very life-threatening, and right now the minimum pressure is 899 millibars, so very, very strong, powerful storm. To put that into perspective, it's already stronger than Hurricane Katrina was, and this is likely they're saying the fifth strongest hurricane to even impact the Atlantic Basin ever recorded in history. So unfortunately, this is really just worst case scenario for Jamaica, but not just Jamaica. We're watching this storm. It will weaken at least some, but it could make landfall still as a major hurricane for southeastern parts of Cuba before moving closer to the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, and steadily decreasing in strength. But notice it's still a Category 2 hurricane as it approaches the islands of Bermuda. So very, very bad scene here in the Caribbean, and of course our thoughts and prayers are with them. The good news for the U.S., though, we are not going to see the impacts of Melissa or any tropical weather. We do have rain in the forecast for tonight as the front continues to push further south through the area, bringing us a big cool down for Wednesday, highs in the 50s, and the chance of rain will linger into early Wednesday, but most of us are dry throughout the day Wednesday. Just make sure to bundle up before heading out the door. Our lows are going to stay in the 40s for the next several days. Good news is great trick-or-treating weather.
Right, and once we get past Wednesday, the clouds will start to clear, abundant sunshine heading towards the weekend, with those temperatures steadily increasing. We'll be back in the 70s, but as Gracie already said, seasonal weather is here to stay, so if you're ready for that cooler fall weather, it is here over the next 8 days.
Yeah, I think we're done with the warm temperatures, so fingers crossed there. But enjoy your Halloween, your trick-or-treating, and of course, make sure to